Good morning, children. Today we will continue the life cycle of Plasmodium. Which one we are going to discuss? The topic is life cycle of which one? Plasmodium. The first point I am telling to you, listen very carefully. Plasmodium vivax is, you know very well, Plasmodium vivax. This one already we discussed, but anyhow, Plasmodium vivax is digenetic. What I said? Digenic. Digenic parasite. Digenic parasite. Okay. What is the meaning of digenic? Two hosts will be there. So, two hosts are there. What are the two hosts? Number one, the man as a secondary host. Man is the secondary host. Okay, children. And female anopheles mosquito. Female anopheles. What is called? Female anopheles mosquito. Okay. This female anopheles mosquito as the primary host. As primary host. This point also you should have to remember. Primary host. Okay, children. This is the one. Now, three phases. The life cycle. How many phases will be there in the life cycle of this Plasmodium? The life cycle of Plasmodium involves life cycle of Plasmodium have three phases. What are the three phases? Number one, what is called zygogony. Zygogony. Number two, another important one, gamogony. Gamogony. Number three, what I said, sporogony. How many phases, children? Zygogony, gamogony, sporogony. Okay. Now we are going to discuss about first what we will be discuss. You see the parasite. Parasite. Okay. This parasite first enters into the human blood. Where it will go? It will go to the human blood. Okay. Then bloodstream. So human bloodstream. What I said, through human bloodstream. Okay. Through the bite of, through what you call the bite of an infected female anopheles mosquito. Infected bite of an female infected. This point you should have to remember. Infected female anopheles. What you called mosquito. Female anopheles. Okay, anopheles mosquito. Okay, children. Where it entered? Female anopheles mosquito. Next, what will happen? That one we are going to check. Okay. This female anopheles mosquito, as it feeds, the mosquito inject the saliva containing. So, mosquito. Okay. This point you should have to remember. Mosquito saliva contains what there will be present? Sporozoites. What I said? Sporozoites. These sporozoites within the bloodstream immediately enter into, so through the bloodstream, where it will be go? They will enter into the hepatic cells. Where it will be enter into the hepatic cells means you know very well. What is it one? Hepatic cells, where they are present? They are present in the liver. They are present in the liver. Further, they will undergo multiple asexual fission. Multiple, which one? The sporozoites. Asexual fusion. Asexual fission. Okay, children, very, very important. That process only called, what is that the process called? Zygogony. What is called? Zygogony. And produces what will become? Merozoites will come. What will come? Merozoites will come. So, after being released from this, these merozoites enter into the RBCs. Where it will be entered? RBCs. So here they will be developed into unicellular, what you called tropozoites. Unicellular tropozoites. This one also you have to remember. The tropozoites. The tropozoites grows in size of the central vacuole developing. So now what will happen? So this is the tropozoite. So central vacuole will be, and here the nucleus will be there. This kind of what you called this kind of stage is called signet. What you called? Signet ring stage. What you called? Signet ring stage of tropozoite will be there. The tropozoites then divided into, then later what will happen? Continuation. So children, the tropozoites are divided in asexually. So asexual reproduction takes place, then asexual reproduction. Okay, then what will happen? They will be shows the side joint. What they will shows? Side joint. This side joint shows very important. They have yellow, what we called yellow pigmented granules. Yellow pigmented, what we called granules. So these granules only called what we called Schuffner's. What we called Schuffner's granules. Cells. Schuffner's granules. What we called Schuffner's granules. Okay, children. These Schuffner's granules, then cytoid divides and produces the mononucleotide. Okay, what they will produce? Mononucleotide. Here also, what they will do? Divides mononucleated. What is called? Mononucleated merozoites. Okay, children, these merozoites will be there. Now these merozoites, then what will be? Erythrocytes, lysis. Okay, lysis of erythrocytes will be takes place. Okay, children, then merozoites and hemojoin toxin into the bloodstream. So hemojoin also will be released into the blood. Okay, children, this one you should have to remember. So now this repeats. The cycle will be. This is called what you call lysis of red cells results in the. So lysis of red blood is going on or not? Then what will happen? Fever will become, and other symptoms will be takes place. Other symptoms will be takes place. Very important. So it's a cycle repeats. The cycle will be repeats. What will happen? Every 48 to 72 hours. Every what you called 48 to 72 hours. This point you should have to dependent of plasmodium species. So next one what we will be discuss, we have to observe very carefully. Children, very good morning. Here what we are discussing, Plasmodium vivax. Plasmodium vivax is the digenic parasite. There will be two hosts. What are the number one? Man is secondary host, and female anopheles mosquito is primary host. The life cycle of Plasmodium contains three stages. What are those? Zygogony, gamogony, sporogony. First we are going to discuss about what is zygogony, then like that step by step we will go. First parasite is there. That parasite is there in the human bloodstream. Then when one mosquito bited that bloodstream, then what will happen? That infected female anopheles mosquito have the parasite right now. This female anopheles mosquito saliva have which one? Sporozoite. This sporozoite, when they what you call bite in the sense, this will be enter into the healthy person bloodstream. From bloodstream to that will goes to hepatic cells, liver. In the hepatic cell, those sporozoites multiple in asexual fission. That is called, that sporozoites will be multiple asexual fissions will be takes place, then produces merozoites. These merozoites infects they again come out from the liver cells and infects the RBCs. These unicellular merozoites again in the RBCs, they will be converted into which one? Tropozoites, unicellular tropozoites. That time these tropozoites have one particular shape. Vacuole will be formed and nucleus will be one corner and cytoplasm will be there. This kind of unicellular tropozoites stage is called what you call signet ring stage. Then these tropozoites involve in the asexual reproduction and produce the cyjoint. This cyjoint, yellow pigmented granules. The cyjoint contains yellow pigmented granules, Kuffner's granules. Then these mononucleotide, then cyjoints will be converted into which one? Mononucleated merozoites. Then there will be erythrocytes lysis. Then merozoites. Okay, children? Merozoites will be releases come out from the blood cells. Then hemogyne release hemogyne also. Not only merozoites and hemogyne, very dangerous toxin, also released into the blood. While lysing this merozoites, RBC, merozoites entering into the blood or not? The rupture of RBC is going on and this mononucleated merozoites are releasing into the fever, into the blood. That time what will happen? The person, while at the time of lysis of RBC, while this hemogyne and merozoites coming out to the blood, what the patient will feel? Fever and other symptoms. This will be repeats every 48 to 72 hours. Okay, children. First stage what? Sporozoite. Second stage what? Merozoites. Third stage what? Tropozoites. These tropozoites, again they will be converted into what is called cyjoints. Okay, cyjoints. Okay, children, cyjoint. Sporozoites, merozoites, tropozoite, cyjoints, they will be converted into again merozoites. They will be merozoites only will be come out from the which one? Okay, this one they will be come out. Next, after 48 to 70 hours, every 48 to 70 hours, the cycle will be repeat. Okay, children. Now, what will happen? You see. 48 to 72 hours, it will be happen. Next one, the sudden release of merozoites. So, merozoites are there. So, merozoites. So, they are releasing out from which one? The attack on the RBCs. Okay, attack on RBCs. Then what will happen? These merozoites differentiated into. So these merozoites attack on which one? RBCs. Triggers an attack on the RBCs. Okay. Next, these merozoites, what will happen? Differentiated into what is called macrogametocytes. Macrogametocytes. Okay. And what is called macrogametocytes and microgametocytes. So this is very, very important. So it takes the RBC and these merozoites will be converted into macrogametocytes and microgametocytes. With this, these are entering into the ingested by mosquitoes. They will enter into the mosquitoes. Okay, then develop into male and what is called female gametes. Male and female gametes from here onwards, mosquitoes. Okay, the male and female gametes fertilize. Here what will happen? Fertilize. Okay, children, they fertilize and the fertilization forms what is called zygote. That zygote only called that kind of zygote is called ookinete. What is called? Ookinete. So ookinete migrates to the mosquito's gut. Which one? The gut of mosquito. Then undergoes meiosis. Okay, ookinete will go to the and it develop into oocyte. What is called? Oocyte. Then oocyte will be undergo meiosis. Then what will be formed? You know very well. Meiosis after what will become? Again sporozoite will be formed. Meiosis. Okay, meiosis. This is a must and should. This point you should have to remember. Meiosis. Okay, children. Then meiosis after what will be formed? sporozoite. What you call the sporozoite will be infected stage will be sporozoites. This process is called what I said sporogamy. What you call sporogamy. So this will be affected to the another human like that. Okay, children, observe very carefully. The mosquito parasaliva have sporozoite. This sporozoite entered the bloodstream, then bloodstream to hepatic cells. Then there the multiple asexual fusions, zygogony. Then merozoites will come. Sporozoites convert into merozoites. Merozoites will attack the RBCs, and these merozoites will be converted into unicellular tropozoites in the RBCs. The unicellular tropozoites will be appear in the signet ring stage. Then these tropozoites in the RBC performs asexual reproduction, produce a zygote. Zygote is a low pigmented granules. Then this zygote will perform a sexual reproduction and forms the mononucleated merozoites. These merozoites enter into the erythrocytes. At the time of erythrocyte lysis, these merozoites will be come out along with the hemogyne toxin. Then fever and what you call other symptoms will be come. Now what will happen? So this cycle will be repeat every 48 to 72 hours. These merozoites, what I said, these merozoites again attack the RBC, and again these merozoites differentiated into macrogametocytes and microgametocytes. This macro and microgametocytes again enter into the mosquitoes. When the mosquito bite the blood or the sucks the blood, these macro and microgametocytes enter into the mosquito gut. So this male macro acts as a male, micro acts as a female. Then what they will fertilization takes place and zygote will be formed. Then ookinete. This ookinete is in the gut. So it will be called oocyte. Then oocyte involved in the meiosis. Then through the sporogamy process, again what I said, the sporozoite. So sporozoite. What is that? This sporozoite, like this sporozoite. Again, this will be infected the another person. So what are the terms to remember? Sporozoite, first one. Then what you have to remember, merozoites. Then tropozoites. Then what you have to remember, zygotes. Then merozoites. Then macrogametes. Then what you called sporogamy zygotes. Like this cycle will be repeats. The infected stage is called sporozoites. The infected stage will be called what you called sporozoites. This is about what you called the life cycle of which one? The plasmodium. Children, now we are going to discuss about some changes caused by malaria. Some pathological changes. What kind of problems will be? This is the life cycle, no? Now, what kind of changes will be there in the malaria, or how they will be destroys the what you called RBC. That one we are going to discuss. Okay, children, listen very carefully. The pathological changes. We are going to discuss about pathological, what you call pathological changes caused by malaria. What kind of changes, disease changes will be there in that, we'll see. This malaria, this affects not only the erythrocytes, okay, but also the spleen, and other visceral organs. So what will happen? Malaria will be changes. The pathological means harmful changes will be takes place in the visceral organs. Incubation period. Next point is incubation period of malaria. How many days? Incubation period of malaria is about 12 days. Incubation period how many? 12 days. The early symptoms. What will happen? The early symptoms are number one. Early symptoms of malaria we are discussing. the early symptoms of malaria. Number 1, headache. What is that? Headache. This point you should have to remember. Headache, nausea. Okay, nausea. Number 2, number 3, what you call muscular pain. Muscular pain. And the classic symptoms like this, these all are early symptoms. Next, the classic symptoms we are going to discuss. The classic symptoms of the malaria. Classic symptoms. What you call classic symptoms? Classic symptoms. First develop within the when it will become symptoms will become synchronized release of synchronized what you called synchronized release of merozoites. You know merozoites are releasing or not? The time merozoites, which one will be released? I said very dangerous, hemojoin. What do you call that is? Hemojoin is a toxin. So this toxin and erythrocyte debris, toxin and erythrocyte debris. Okay, children, into they comes into which one? The bloodstream. Erythrocyte debris enter into the which one? The bloodstream, resulting in the what will happen? Malarial paroxysms. Malarial, what you called paroxysms. Okay, what are those? Number 1, shivering. Okay, shivering. First one, chills. Shivering. Okay, shivering, chills. Number 2, what you call high fever. High fever followed by sweating. High fever followed by sweating. Fever and chills are caused partly, okay children, by malaria, by what you called malarial toxins, by malarial toxins that induces what do you call that? Induces macrophages. Okay, macrophages to release, what is this one? Should have to listen carefully. To release, very very important, to release tumor necrosis factor. Tumor necrosis factor. Okay children, this is one. TNF alpha and what you call interleukin. Interleukin also will be come out. Okay children, observe very carefully. So these points you should have to, so now you have to observe very carefully. So pathological changes, disease changes caused by malaria. These pathological changes not only affects the erythrocytes, but also not only RBC and spleen and other visceral organs. Visceral organs means pancreas, kidneys, okay, and liver, and what you call heart, lungs, like that. They will also get the effect because of this what you call pathological changes in malaria. Incubation period of malaria is 12 days. How many days? This is a neat bit. And so it will, after entering into the body, to multiply, 12 days time required. So that sporozoite, that is only incubation period. In these all cycles should have to, erythrocytic cycle, liver cycle, everything should have to complete now, 12 days required. Early symptoms of malaria: headache, nausea, muscular pain. So later classical symptoms will become. What are the classical symptoms? So synchronized release of merozoites are releasing from the RBC or not? At the time, the hemojoin toxin and RBC debris, erythrocyte debris also entering into the bloodstream. Then that is leads to malarial paroxysms. What are those? Shivering, chills, high fever, followed by sweating. When the merozoites and the hemojoin is releasing from the RBC, the toxin hemojoin creates some changes. Those are called shivering, chills, high fever, followed by sweating, fever. Chills are caused partially by malarial toxins. The chills are causing by the partially by the malarial toxins. Next, these toxins induces the which one? Macrophages. Some cells are there, you know very well, our cells, immune cells are there, macrophages. These macrophages release which one? Tumor necrosis factor, TNF alpha and interleukin. These are the main reason for what I called some immunity related or some inflammation, some changes happening because of these macrophages. So, for protection point of view, for causing some changes in the body, these inflammations are happening because of this toxins. Okay, children. Like this, pathological changes happen or the symptoms will be there in the what you called this one. Then how to prevention. Prevention is important. How to prevention. Okay, children, prevention is important. How to prevent this? First, break the transmission by killing vector. Killing insect vector means killing the female Anopheles mosquito, killing the insect or vector. Okay, so then what we have to do, the larvae of that mosquito we have to kill. Okay, then larvae will be we have to kill. Okay, in the water. Okay, then how to do, how to kill, we have to pour the water in the water oil. Okay, then what will happen, mosquitoes cannot, so they won't feel breathing. Okay, next one, very very important, some fishes are there, Gambusia, very very important need bit, Gambusia fishes. These fishes, they will eat the larvae of mosquitoes and also very very important. So next, Bacillus thuringiensis. Okay, kill the mosquito. One more bacteria, Bacillus thuringiensis, very very important, BT thuringiensis. What they will do, this bacteria also kills larvae of mosquitoes, kills larvae of the mosquitoes. Okay, non-toxic too. So next one, these all the things we have to, mosquito repellents we have to use. Okay, these all mosquito nets, mosquito repellents, mosquito nets. Okay, all outs like that we can use. So this DDT, now what we have to do, the DDT if use also no use for the mosquitoes. Why DDT not affecting the mosquitoes? Because mosquitoes got, what is that one? Resistance. Mosquito got resistance. Okay, children, how to prevent? Prevent means stop the problem of this malaria fever, killing of insect vector, larvae. When the larvae are there in the water, stagnant water, when the mosquito, the female Anopheles mosquito is lay the eggs in this stagnant water, if you pour the oil, that larvae will be suffocate and will be die. And some fishes, what I said, some fishes, what you call those fishes, Gambusia fishes, they will only eat the, this is a very neat bit, very important bit, will eat the larvae of the female Anopheles mosquito, then mosquito population will be reduced. The next one bacteria, especially that kills the larvae of the which one, female Anopheles mosquito, that is called Bacillus thuringiensis. Bacillus thuringiensis need bit kills the larvae, and we have to use the mosquito repellents nets. We have to. Olden days DDT used, but DDT now not useful to control the mosquitoes. Why? Because the mosquitoes got the resistance towards the DDT. That's why DDT will not be work out. So these all the things we should have to. Okay, World Health Organization 1950. What is that? 1950 World Health Organization developed the program mosquito, what you called malaria eradication program. The program was not successful because why this 1950 World Health Organization program is not successful? Because the mosquito got the resistance towards to the DDT. Okay, children, these points you should have to remember. So next class we will discuss with another fungal diseases. Okay, we'll be continuing the next class. Thank you, children.